Treat me like I'm filling out my name like that. Where your girlfriend at? Cause you know I'm a
L.O.B. I'm a leash. I'm a leash. Man, they told the nigga it was just somebody in the streets. Life goes on and on. Life goes on and on. Said it's young B. I'm a leash. Man, they say young business spitting fire in these fucking streets. I just pray that I could reach. I just pray that I could reach the stratosphere when a nigga get deceased. Hey, say that nigga L.O.B. be unleashed. Every time I'm in the spot, it's a light show. Man, I feel like Tim and Turner in these streets, cause these hoes, they be leaking like a faucet in these sheets, But I'm trying to go and reach, yeah, I'm trying to go and reach in the sky for the motherfucking fucking flight beams. Why these niggas try me? That ain't shit, cause I was just about to Lucy in my dreams. Then she treat me like a king, hell nah. She just treat me like a villain. Now I'm going out like Kobe last season, cause I'm on it, got my blues, get a clue, that's the reason, The reason why I started this out, to be quite honest with you, the reason. The first reason is, y'all know I devote my life to this, I tell y'all I devote my life to this, bro, so anything I can do to increase my faith, to increase, you know, me walking the spirit of God, I do it. Always, you know what I'm saying? Always. Salute to y'all brothers, man. Hey, my fault. First and foremost, I just got off work like 30-40 minutes ago, man. Wasn't fully prepared. So I was like, man, let me just redo this entire thing, bro, because I'm not trying to have no bullshit ass live. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, we doing the Exodus, Rise of the Planet Jakes, a.k.a. Rise of the Planet Israelites. This is going to be a movie breakdown on the movie Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which came out in 2011 in regards to a group of apes who broke out of their captivity and they led themselves to freedom. Kind of sounds like a certain group of people, you know what I'm saying? So I want to break this down, but first and foremost, I want to give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I thank the Lord for giving us another day. Salute to my boy Bino Mob. He said, shalom, shalom to you, brother. I hope all you brothers on the East Coast, man. Look, bro, we talked about the gas shortage on the live yesterday, man. I hope y'all brothers got gas. Don't be like these dumb motherfuckers out here who wait to the last minute to get some gas, get some fuel, and you stuck in your house and you can't go to work, bro. That's why you got to always be on point. That's what the knowledge is about, so you can see things and you can be prepared instead of being an ignorant nigga. What is it, ignorant nigga? Well, first and foremost, let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 29. It says, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled forevermore, and no man shall save thee. What does thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness? Noonday is the rising of the sun. That's when the sun is in the sky and it's the brightest. But when it says as the blind gropes in darkness, thinks about the blind. They can't see with their own two eyes, even though their eyes are open. So that's what that's in reference to, is that even though it's noonday and things are as clear as day, your eyes are as dark. You can't see things because the Most High has placed a curse on you to the point where you can't understand something that's going on around you. That's why a lot of these people out here, they don't have gas, even though the economy's been destroyed. The shortages are coming around. So that also can apply to this movie, The Rise of the Planet of the Apes, because at the end of the day, if you really understand what's really going on, you can look and see the truth through a movie. Because at the end of the day, we understand what's going on. But also, if you're a rapper, if you're a musician, if you're an actor, if you're a movie director, if you're a high-level ranking Edomite, banker, anybody with some type of prominence and power in this society, when you become a Freemason, a Boule Negro, or whatever it might be, they give you access to the truth through the mystery Babylon Kemetic, the ancient Kemetic mystery Babylon, whatever the fuck it's called. Y'all know what I'm talking about, bro. Shout out to Judah, because he's the first person to tell me that. So as we get knowledge from the Most High's truth, they get the knowledge, but just from a wicked perspective. So what they do is they put the truth in the movies. That way you can kind of see and understand. And if you brothers are in the knowledge, the Most High will give you clues as to what's going on, because at the end of the day, he wrote the script. So why not give the actors who are inside the script an understanding on what's really going on around it? We're not sideline characters. We just not the niggas in line filling a role. We the main characters. So the Most High is going to give us you know, an understanding of what the plot is. He's not going to tell us how it's going to happen, but he's going to give us, you know, a guideline so we can be prepared. So I wanted to show you guys this movie. This is from 2011, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. This is actually a really good movie. I watched it before, but I didn't really understand what it was about. I just thought it was about a bunch of monkeys breaking free and finding themselves to salvation. And then once I got into truth, I was like, damn, the monkeys actually represent niggas, represent quote unquote blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. So I really want to show you guys, and we're going to break it down. We did this last week. We did part 1 with my boy Swint and my boy Hitman. They can't be on the live today, so your boy rocking solo, man. But, you know, I'm going to drop 81 like Kobe tonight, you know. I put the team on my back tonight, man. So without further ado, we're going to do the screen share. I don't have the movie because obviously copyright. But real quick, salute to my boy Yadanico, E1B1A, Yakuba, Ahayalega. He said, checking in Chicago, I praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Salam, salute to you, bro. Shalom to you, brother. So for those of you brothers who didn't watch the movie, the first part, we're starting off when Caesar, the monkey that the Edomite had raised up from birth, which is actually in reference to Yahweh Shai. Think about it. Caesar, he's a king of the apes. Get it? Yahweh Shai is king of the Israelites. For those of you brothers who don't understand that, you know, you could turn to Psalms chapter 2, and I'm going to get there real quick so that way you brothers get an understanding. This is Psalms chapter 2, verse 6. It says, yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord has said unto me, thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So what does it say? The uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So think about it. He's the king of the apes, and he leads them to their own salvation, their own lands, their own freedom. And then also it says, verse 12, it says, kiss the son, lest he be angry and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. And we're going to really focus on Psalms 2, man, because you got to look at it from the perspective of Caesar either being Moses or either being Yahweh Shai. Moses led us out of the first Exodus, which was when, you know, the Israelites were in Egyptian captivity for hundreds of years. You brothers obviously know about that. Edomite knows about that. Pretty much everybody knows about that. But most people don't understand when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's not coming back to save the entire world. Just like Caesar the monkey is not coming back to save all these random people in the damn movie. He only came for the lost sheep of Israel, because the monkeys represent us in our lost state. You know, they say we're beasts, we're, you know, we're apes, we great apes, we, you know, King Kong and all this other shit. If you watch there's a magazine about how LeBron, he was with this little white chick, and he looked at himself like an ape. He was literally in the form of an ape, like a gorilla. And she was like, oh, I'm a damsel in distress, kind of like King Kong. They always reference how we're apes, whether it's in cinema, music and shit like that. So you gotta look at it from that perspective. The first picture is in reference to Caesar. As you guys know, he got the serum, and he actually got knowledge. You know, he got knowledge above any of the ape, just like Yahweh Shai has more knowledge than any other man that's walked the earth. You see what I'm saying? He came from a lab called Genesis. What's the first book in the Bible? Genesis, the beginning. He was there from the beginning when the Most High said, let there be light. He's on the left, he's on the right-hand path. He is the light. You see what I'm saying? So he's always been here, but this is when he actually came in his physical form. You get what I'm trying to say? So long story short, what happened with Caesar was he had to go into captivity because he was figuring out who he really was. So this is when he actually goes into the cage right here. And the one thing you notice about him is he has a shirt on, whereas his brother apes, they don't have no clothes. So what the shirt actually represents, this is a scene where he's talking to his fellow ape, and they're not really accepting him. They're like, who are you? Why the fuck do you got shirt and pants on, bro? Like you like my enemy. You like Esau. You like these other nations. Like, you dressing like them. You trying to be like them. And what happens was, this ape right here, first thing he did was rip off that nigga's shirt. Like, bro, first and foremost, you're not a part of them. And this is in reference to how when you're an Israelite and you get into the truth, you start to stop thinking that you're a part of the quote unquote human race, that we're all as one and we all come together and all this shit. And you start to realize you're different from your enemy. The main reason why a lot of Jakes, why a lot of Israelites struggle to get and understand the truth, is because they can't wrap their head around the Most High made us to be separate. Again, let's go to Genesis. That way you brothers get a better understanding. So let's go to Genesis, and This is Genesis 2:19. It says, and out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. So in verse 19, when it says, and out of the ground the Lord formed every beast of the field, that's actually in reference to the different nations, because there's 18 nations on the earth. And the Most High placed Adam as the ruler of these other nations. You see, when you read the Bible from a regular context, you think he's talking about all the other Adams and that all the other beasts, and that Adam was the only human being, which is not true. Because if you read chapter 1, verse 27, it said, so God created man in his own image. In the image of the Most High created he him, male and female created he them. So you got to see there's two different parts where the Most High created a quote unquote human being. He created a human being in 1 and 27, and then he also created Adam, which is 2 and 7. It says the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life and became a living soul. So you got to understand that the Most High, he created Adam separately, and he was to reign above all the other beasts of the field. So when you start to understand that the Most High created different types of quote unquote humans, you start to understand that we're not equal. Why is it that an Edomite can't dance? Why is it that an Edomite got no rhythm? Why is it that you niggas can't go into the field and you can't hunt like an Edomite? Because you're different. We may have certain similarities as far as body types, but we have completely different natures. We were born to be the salt of the earth. They were born to be great hunters. And you can read that in Genesis 27 in regards to Jacob and Esau and how the Most High created them and what their nature was. So the first thing you got to understand is that you're different. And when Caesar went to the cage and he went to the other apes, who are the Israelites, he realized that he wasn't a human being, aka an Edomite. He wasn't a part of the world. He was completely different. He had to detach. And the first thing that happened is they took off his shirt to show him, like, bruh, this is who you are. You're an ape. You're a monkey. You're not a human being. We're different. We are not the same. I am a Martian. Shout out to Lil Wayne. So that was the first thing that you had to understand if you caught it from that part. Real quick. Oh, Professor Maytal said peace and blessings. Salute to you, bro. Hey, I seen your post about about diesel cars, man. A lot of them niggas in Atlanta, man, they done, man. But salute to you, brother. So the next thing that you got to understand is in the movie, the ape Czar, he wrote Jacobs. Now, when you watch the movie, the black dude, I forgot his name is like something, his last name is Jacobs. So when you watch the movie and you see that he wrote Jacobs, the black guy was like, yo, he wrote Jacobs, he wrote my name. This monkey's so smart. But this is also a subliminal to the fact that the monkeys are actually Jacobs. Now, who is Jacob? Jacob is Israel. The Most High created the holy seed of Israel through Jacob, which is why he changed his name to Israel. We all come from the seed of Israel. Any brother who's an Israelite comes through the seed of Jacob. But again, they're not going to tell you that up front. You see what I'm saying? Wait, 1, 2. So you got to understand that, because if you don't understand that and you're watching the movie, you're not really going to understand what's actually going on. But this is something that's just so blatant. Think about it. I'm Jacobs. And it's not just Jacob, it's Jacobs, meaning they're Jacob's children. You see what I'm saying? So this is what happened. And this is like a key thing, and to help you understand that this is in regards to the Israelites. Now, this is Czar. This nigga, he's like a Jake who's been destroyed by Esau. He's been sent to prison. He's been experimented on. He's Edomite. He's the Edomite test dummy. So he has a lot of animosity for the human beings. He's, in a sense, the representation of a Jake, an Israelite, who is like, he has a lot of animosity towards Esau. A lot of y'all brothers, I'm gonna be real, a lot of East Israelites, man, they hate Esau. Don't get me wrong. I don't fuck with Esau, but nigga, I don't live my life tweeting like, oh, fuck Esau, man. Esau, he's so terrible, man. Look, I understand what they did, but at the end of the day, I understand that I put myself in that. We put ourselves in this position. So yeah, I might not like an Edomite. I may think an Edomite woman looks like a pig and a horse, but at the end of the day, I'm not worried about these niggas. Because when you brothers put so much attention towards Esau, you coming at it from a peasant perspective. When a king is on his throne, does he worry about the opinion of sheep? So at the end of the day, regardless if Esau is in power and they will get their judgment, you got to understand the Most High is going to take care of them. So you don't need to worry about what's happening with these niggas. Obviously, understand them. Don't trust the system. Don't trust, the V card and the MOB coming soon. But you got to quit focusing on that. And the thing with Czar is he's the Israelite who is extremely focused on he's just extremely bitter. That's just my interpretation of it. You get what I'm saying? Now, this is Jacobs. This is the actual guy who runs the corporation, quote unquote, the corporation. And in my opinion, you can represent this as being an Israelite who sold out, you know, a Freemason, a Boule Negro, you know, your P. Diddy's, you know what I'm saying, your Drakes, your Kanye West, people who are really high up who understand who the monkeys are, but they're using him for their game. Because there's a really important scene in the movie where he was talking to Caesar's quote unquote dad, the one who raised him up, who gave him the serum. And what happens is that he was like, at the end of the day, we test this shit on monkeys. That's what they're here for. He doesn't truly care about the monkey's true nature. The only thing he wants is gain in regards to money, which is also correlated with, you know, these Boule niggas out here selling their people out saying, oh, take the V card. You got Magic Johnson out here telling his people take the V card. You got a lot of, you know, people, and another one who's big, LeBron, you know, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, most of these brothers in the Boule, Floyd Mayweather, and they're being paid to mislead and misguide and keep their apes in the encampment that they have. And the reason why I say it like this is because the apes, they're in ape form, but he's still in human form, meaning he's still a part of the humans. You know what I'm saying? He's still assimilating himself with the humans. You see what I'm saying? He kind of represents that Boule Negro, that Uncle Tom Negro who wants to be a part of the world and get what he want out of the world. You see a lot of brothers right now, whether they're YouTubers. If y'all check out my live last week where I exposed a lot of red pill content, brothers who's Freemasons, Boule Negroes, Kevin Samuels, Steph is Cold. Them niggas, honestly, they're not really here to help the Israelites out. They just care about their bottom game. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, he represents that, and that he's willing to sell out his own people so that way he can help, quote unquote, humankind. Because if you really understand the ancient Kemetic Babylonian mystery school system, you understand that they're trying to complete the great work of who? Nimrod, Cush, and Semiramis, in regards to finishing the Tower of Babel, where all the races come together. If you actually watch the movie and you understand why they wanted the apes, they wanted to test out the blood, the genetics of the apes to see if they could find a cure for I forgot the fucking name. I don't know if it's schizophrenia, Alzheimer's, or some shit like that. So that's what he really represents in this movie, all right? And then also, if you look at this, I know it's kind of hard to see, but the tag says Genesis. So the lab is called Genesis. The apes are in Genesis. And when you understand Genesis, the serum that was given to the apes to give them the knowledge was from Genesis. Now, what am I holding in my hand, bruh? What am I holding in my hand, bruh? I'm holding the Holy Bible. And the reason why you brothers need to correlate this is because when you pick up the book and you start reading it, you start to understand who you really are. You understand first and foremost your identity. You understand second most who you really are and what your nature is and who your power is, the Most High Yahweh, and also what's to come through the prophecies. But it all starts through the book, which is why it's called Genesis. But the thing you need to understand is they're not spelling it Genesis. They're spelling it Gen SYS. It's a carbon copy, but it's not the same. They're trying to use the book for their own game and put their own spin on it. That's why it's called Genesis. You see what I'm saying? Because even though it's spelled the same, it's not the same. Just like we be arguing with a lot of these Edomites, they think, oh, Jesus was white. Oh, praise to white Jesus. Oh, Jesus is love. Jesus is kind. We just need to all get along. You know, they worshiping, Tammuz and Nimrod unknowingly, thinking that Jesus is God and all this other bullshit. They don't have the real understanding, which is why when you see Genesis and it's spelled that way, it's different. They're trying to make it the same, but in actuality, it's not. And they're using that lab through the monkeys, through the Israelites book to help mankind. Remember what we talked about in the book of Eli about how that Edomite, he was saying how he wanted to use the book for good. He can spread it out to everybody. It should be spread out to the world. And then Eli's character, Denzel Washington's character, Eli, he's like, look, I know who this is for, and it ain't for your ugly ass. So I'm not going to give you what I have. Now, in this movie, it's just a different context in regards to the fact that they're in captivity, they're being enslaved, and they're trying to break free. Whereas with Eli, this is in regards to the end times that's happened, and he's trying to get to the promised land. But you see how each movie has a similar theme. So real quick, before I keep going, he says, Shalom, bro. Salute to you, Draw Y'all 144. Salute my brother Dave W. You know what I'm saying? Bino Mob said, thanks, Doc. Thanks, Doc. I guess I don't know what that means, bro, but it is what it is. But just moving forward, so this is a pivotal point in the movie. So This is when Caesar realizes that his owner, quote unquote, his owner, I forgot, that's the nigga James Franco off of Spider-Man. I forgot his name in the movie, but James Franco's character, he sold Caesar out because at the end of the day, he knew Caesar didn't belong where he belonged. But at the end of the day, he tried to assimilate him. He tried to bring him in. He tried to make him a part of the family. But at the end of the day, water and oil do not mix. They're two different things. So there's always going to be a separation. And when Caesar realized the truth, he felt betrayed. He felt bitter. This is in a sense similar to when a lot of you brothers, hey man, I gotta call it out. A lot of you brothers put your trust in the white man system. You think that you have a spot. You think that you're gonna get the love and the validation and the kindness of the white man. That you know because think about it. He was his father, quote unquote. He wasn't his real father, but in society he's his father. When you look at a lot of our people, bro, they see the white man as their dad because a lot of these niggas don't even have a dad in the household. A lot of people, whether it's men or women, don't respect the Israelite father figures. A lot of these niggas have no knowledge, no understanding that when it comes down to it, what happens is they start to see the white man as God. Because why? He's giving them welfare. He's giving them, he's giving them fake validation. They're like, oh, you're so good on the basketball court. Oh, man, you're a good rapper. Oh, man, like, you're so amazing. You're an amazing specimen. You see what I'm saying? You're the cage monkey right now. And you feel betrayed because you start to understand that the society doesn't truly love you like that. And the brother who wanted to help you, at the end of the day, he could never really give you a solution. Let me go back to Deuteronomy 28, bro. Because Deuteronomy 28 is the answer to all you brothers' problems, man. If you read that same verse, 28 and 29, it says, thou shalt grope at noonday, and the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt only be oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. He was a man. He was trying to save him, but he was just a man. A man cannot save us from this condition. Joe Biden can't save you from this condition. Obama, LeBron, none of these niggas can save you from this condition. No man shall save you because this is a curse from the Most High. So when he understood that he wasn't a part of the family and he couldn't really save him because he can't control this society and what's really going on, because in actuality, the director controlled the plot, just like the Most High is the director of the movie. He started to understand, like, damn, I thought we were one. But in actuality, you on the opposite team. Whether you like me, whether you care for me, it is what it is. At the end of the day, if you brothers got Edomite friends, Hamite friends, Moabite friends, Ammonite friends, Ishmaelite friends, any other nation, yes, you can have allies. Yes, you can chill with these people, but you got to understand it's nation against nation, bro. At the end of the day, no matter how much you truly care for them, we are not the same. We're different. That's why, let me go to, flip real quick to Esther. I always want to use this one real quick. So this is Esther, and this is Esther 3 and 8. And this is in regards to when the Jews were in captivity with the, I forgot, I think it's like the Persian Empire, but I'm going to just read it real quick. It says, this is the book of Esther, chapter 3, verse 8. It says, and Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of your kingdom. And their laws are diverse from all people, neither keep the king's laws. And their laws are diverse from all people. Again, bro, we were meant to be different from every other nation. That's why the Most High only deals with Israel. You can read that in Psalms. I think it's 147, verse 17 or 18. So you got to understand that. And when Caesar understood that he wasn't a part of the same group of people, it hurt him. Just like when you brothers get into the truth and you realize you've been lied to by these other nations, by, your teachers, by your politicians, it could be a shell shock. It's like red pill rage. It's like when you realize your girl been a slut the entire time, you're like, damn, ho, you've been lying to me. You've been treating me good, but you've been lying to me. You've been, fucking with the enemy team. I can't mess with you no more. And you become bitter. That's what happened with Caesar. He grew bitter. Look at this nigga face, dog. He feels betrayed. Like what I said on the bottom, it says Caesar feels betrayed because those who raised him can't take him out of his captivity. He's mad. He's upset. You know what I'm saying? And real quick, let me go ahead and read these comments. He said the Dark Towers in the Book of Eli was powerful. I haven't watched the Dark Towers. I'm gonna probably watch that after this. But yeah, Book of Eli is fire. He said Israelite movies. He said, thank you for your wisdom. You helped me bring it out, brother. Shalom. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you. The First Purge 2, Young High Flyers. That is about martial law and mercenaries coming to kill Jakes during Jacob's trouble. Yeah, I watched Purge a few months ago, and it was pretty revelating because the black guy who came knocking on the door. He said, they're trying to kill me. They're trying to kill me. Because then they were saying how he's a degenerate to society. I mean, that's in relation to what's going to happen. I be telling niggas, they're going to try to kill you when the society hits the fan. Just like in World War II, when Hitler tried to blame the fake Jews for the reason why the economy was in shambles, they're going to try to blame the real Jews for why the economy is in shambles. And they're going to use this quote-unquote pandemic as the reason. But just moving on to what we were talking about. So going on into the movie, you know, long story short, he realizes he's in captivity. You know, he feels betrayed because he understands that he can never be the same as his owner. And then this is another scene in regards to one of the Edomites. You see, when he was in captivity, he was being watched over by other Edomite men. I think this is like the little monkey gatekeeper. If you watch it, he was a dickhead who would tease Caesar. And then I guess he brought his other Edomite people around. And one thing that he said is this monkey right here, I don't know if y'all could see it. It's like a little, like kind of like a Spanish monkey, you know what I'm saying? Like an orangutan. And you can kind of see the monkeys, the different monkeys represent the different nations of Israel and how we're spread throughout the entire world. You see what I'm saying? Because not each monkey looks the same. You got gorillas, you got orangutan looking monkeys, you got the small monkeys, and then you got the great apes. You see what I'm saying? So that's in representation of the different tribes of Israel. But getting back to what I was saying in regards to these Edomites right here, they came in to quote unquote check the monkeys, you know, it's for their amusement, right? And what happened was he was like, oh, this monkey right here, his name is Maurice. Now, look, you might call me a conspiracy theorist. You might say, oh, you looking into it. But what group of people is named Maurice? Edomite, Moabite, Ammonite, or a Nith, or an Israelite, or a Jake man. So you got to really, really understand his name was Maurice. You see what I'm saying? For a black man, you know, honestly, if you think of Maurice, you think of a buff nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like a Terry Crews type of nigga. And then she said he wasn't trying to like amuse her. And then she said, oh, he's no fun. He's no fun in regards to how they see black men as comedians. You know, shout out to Professor Migta. I know he's not here anymore, but he was always saying how a lot of black men, they see themselves as entertainers. You know, they want to just dance. You know, you got a lot of Jake men who want to dance, who want to rap, who want to be the form of amusement. When you look at where they places in society, rappers, singers, dancers, athletes, comedians, we're all the amusement. We're the mirth. Shout out to GMS Kwazak, the brother Kwazak. You know, he runs a channel called The End My Friend. And he talked about how people follow Jake's spirit. You know what I'm saying? Judah always says that the quote unquote black man has the most powerful spiritual energy in the entire world. And it's not even a close second because they get a lot of their excitement through us. You see what I'm saying? So when she's saying, oh, he's no fun because the ape didn't want to play to amuse the dumb bitch, then she was like, damn, you know, he's not acting like a monkey, you know, like how we're supposed to be seen. We're supposed to be seen as amusement. We're supposed to be seen as a joke. You know, one of the Deuteronomy curses is that we will be a proverb, a byword among the people, which means what? A laughing stock. I'm laughing at you, dumb niggas. Why aren't you acting like a nigga? Why don't you go out and entertain me? Because that's what they've been programmed to view us in society, and us internally have been programmed to think that's what we're really meant to be, which is not fucking true. Now, this is another scene right here. If you see this Edomite right here, he was one of his friends, I guess. And long story short, he saw that Caesar was in his cage or whatever. And Caesar, you know, obviously Caesar is smarter than most of the other monkeys. So he was telling him to come here, come here. And he was like, the little Edomite guy right here was like, hey, you see what this brother's doing right here? And this is what he said. He said, check this one out. And then the trainer said, he's a pain in the ass. He thinks he's special or something. Because when you become an Israelite, man, when you get into the knowledge and the understanding, you start to move different. And I was talking with my brother Swint, but you know, when you start posting that you were Israelite on Instagram, on Twitter, people start to think like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? You've always been at the bottom. You've always been a slave. And now you're sitting here trying to tell me that you're God's chosen people. You're sitting here telling me that you have all the answers. You're sitting here telling me that you know what's going to happen. You're just a nigga. You don't even know how to do your taxes. You can't even control your woman. Why would I sit here and say? So when the trainer says that one is a pain in the ass, he thinks he's special or something. This is in regards to when a quote unquote black man wakes up in society and gets the true knowledge and understanding, he becomes a pain in the ass of the higher powers, because the higher powers know who you really are. So when they understand that you're getting knowledge and understanding of what's really going on in the world around you, they understand that their enemy is waking up. Their enemy is starting to understand who he really is. Because once you understand who you really are in this society, bro, this society is gone. Again, let's go to Second Esdras, man. Just so you brothers understand this. I think this is let me see. Okay, this is Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. So once Jacob's, aka the Israelites, understand who we really are and understand that we're going to be the king, the new heir to the throne, that means that Esau's throne is going to be taken away from them quicker and quicker and quicker. And they don't want that. So that's why when he says that this one is a pain in the ass, he thinks he's special. We understand that we special through the Most High, man. So that's why they wanted to use that as kind of like a reference. You get what I'm saying? Now, right here, long story short, Caesar, he took like a little knife from him. It was in order for him to get out of his cage. So this is in reference to how, he's different from the other apes, and he's starting to, gain knowledge and understand that he's going to get out of his captivity. You get what I'm saying? And the thing is once he understands that Caesar isn't just a basic ape, he's not just a regular ape, he's not on regular ape shit, he's scared for his fucking life. Look at that face. Now, what did they say about Christ? They say Christ is a stern and an austere man. Did Esau look like the Caesar, the monkey Caesar, look like he playing around? Hell no, he about his business. He know he in captivity. He ain't smiling with this nigga. He not trying to be friends with him. He not trying to be entertainment. He's like, look, you my enemy. I'm about to get out of here, bro. And you about to pay for your recompense. The thing you Israelite brothers got to understand, man. Look, I understand you brothers want to be entertained and shit like that. And I'm not sitting here advocating for you brothers to hate another nation. But you got to really, really start to separate yourself, because once you start intermingling your spirit with these other nations, you're starting to follow in the ways of the heathen. You got to be able to separate yourself from the world, because the world does not have any type of true righteous energy right now. The world is in the hand of the wicked. That's in Job, I think 7:12 or 12:2, one or the other. But I think it's 7:12. So you got to stop being so funny and so entertaining, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to just really separate yourself from that, because once they see that you're that funny, harmless guy, a lot of times they're not going to take you seriously, and they're going to really understand that you don't really know what the fuck is going on, and they can keep running their games on you 24/7. But just getting on to the next point. So what happens was, once he took that brother's knives, he took himself out. And what happened was, Caesar went to the great ape, the gorilla, the king of the jungle per se, because when they had the smaller apes and they would let them out to play, because I'll show you guys what the captivity looked like before. It was kind of like an open scene. You can kind of see right here. It's like a small room, artificial room to keep them contained, but he had kind of like a free reign. But the great ape right here, he was always in a cage, because he was the biggest, the most powerful thing. So when you see this right here, Caesar, he goes in and he unlocks the cage. Now the name of the big ape, his name is Buck, my nigga. This nigga name is Buck, because when he is free, it means that he's gonna buck against the system. What does buck against the system mean? It means rise up and get out of control. Let's hold up. Let's look that up real quick. I'm gonna look up the term buck, like to buck against the system. So let's look it up. All right. So we're gonna look that up real quick. So pretty much the first definition is to throw or toss by bucking, but the second definition means to oppose directly and stubbornly go against. So what that means is that to go against stubbornly, to go against the agenda. What's going on right now? You got the V card going on. You got economic downturn. You see what I'm saying? Oh, Yad Danico says they also call strong black men in slavery buck. Right, bro. So think about it. His name is Buck because he's a powerful ape and they're extremely scared of him. So they put extra restrictions. This honestly could be representative of the tribe of Judah. Not just the tribe of Judah, but just strong black men, man. Strong Israelite men. Because at the end of the day, they understand they're not worried about these women, bro. The woman is the weaker vessel. It is what it is, man. Most of these women are fully in the hands of the serpent. But brothers like us, me, you, my boy, Yadanico, Bino, Mob, all you brothers who truly in this truth and sincerity, I always tell y'all, you are public enemy number one because you can think for yourself. You're not falling for the indoctrination. And especially if you become a brother who's actually teaching, like a brother like me, I'm definitely top of their list because I'm trying to wake up the other brothers. I'm not Caesar because I'm not Yahushua in no way, shape, or form. But I take the words of Yahushua to teach you other brothers, to help you brothers understand what's really going on. Because if I could teach you, then you become a teacher. Then you teach another nigga. Boom, it goes from 4 to 8 to 16 to 32 to the point where you have a full nation that is willing to rise up and stand up because they know who they really are. You see, if you stay asleep in the fucking system, you will never get an understanding. Let's go to Hosea 4 and 6, man. Let's go to Hosea 4 and 6, man. So you brothers understand what I'm talking about, bro. Let me see, bro. I don't know this shit off the top of my head like that, but I know it's in Hosea. Hold on, let me look that shit up, man. Y'all know what I'm about to read though, man. Y'all know what I'm about to read, bro. So let me go to A40 real quick. It says right here, this is chapter 4, verse 6 of the book of Hosea. It says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will reject thee. Thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children." You see, the Most High, he forgot us. He turned his face from us because we turned our face from him. We stopped following the laws that he gave us in order to get an understanding. So at the end of the day, he took our knowledge of who we really are. Brothers have been so indoctrinated, you think you a color that means death. You think you a color that means destruction. You falling into the ways of the system that Esau has created for you to keep you asleep for hundreds and hundreds of years. But when you're a brother who's willing to put it all on the line, get your channel shadow banned, you know what I'm saying, get videos taken down, be willing to be on suspension for a week, you're public enemy number one. You the buck, bruh. You see what I'm saying? Without you're not the buck, but you in turn kind of similar to Caesar. You a leadership role. That's what the 144,000 is really about, dog. It's about a brother who's willing to really truly edify the body. Not every brother is meant to be a teacher, but at the end of the day, the brothers who are meant to be teachers, they're doing the work of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a Bible study every Saturday. It'd be 40 brothers in there. It's only 5 or 6 brothers teaching, but we helping to teach 40 niggas. Imagine these 40 niggas become teachers. Boom, that's 1,600. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Caesar, when he unlocked Buck's cage, it means he was giving Buck his understanding and he was releasing him from his captivity, because Buck represents the body, the nation of Israel as a whole. Once you get the great ape to come through, everybody's gonna come in and come together as one. You see what I'm saying? So Caesar wanted to unlock him to get him on the code, because once the Israelites understand who their true leader is, they're gonna follow in their ways. And when the B system happens, the V card happens, the MOB happens, they're not gonna be willing to go down. That's why when you 144,000 man, you got to be held to another accountability. Because just like what happened with David. When David fucked up, the entire nation fucked up. When Solomon fucked up, the entire nation fucked up. When Adam fucked up, every man on earth fucked up. So when you're in a leadership position, the Most High places more responsibility on you, because if he sees that you're weakening, you're going to lead other people into destruction, man. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you got to be 10 times stronger than the average Israelite man, or at least on another level. Because imagine you in prison. Imagine you in Wilderness. Let's say I'm in Wilderness, you brothers with me, and I'm out here saying, man, it's hard out here. I'm going to take the chip, dog. I can't do this shit no more. Then all you brothers who are following me are going to do the exact same thing as me. That's what happened in the wilderness. If Aaron had stayed strong when Moses was gone, they wouldn't have burned that calf and made the Most High upset. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of times in the Bible where the leaders of the Israelites were not strong in their dealings. They were not righteous in their dealings, and it caused our nation as a whole to be either lost, castrated, or wiped out, bruh. So it is what it is. But just moving on to the next point right here, this is in regards to another monkey. So if you brothers remember this where is it at? This picture right here. This was the head of the tribe right here. So this was the head monkey right here when Caesar first came in, and they was beefing with each other. Just like two alpha men, they beef against one another when they come into the same vicinity to see who's going to rule and run the nation. Or right here, this is the turning point, because they start to realize that Caesar is the true leader. He was the real top dog. So right here, that same monkey, he submitted to him because he said, look, you lead me. Just like in a movie, Caesar went like this to show that his master, he was willing to be underneath him in his control. You see Caesar right here. This is representative of Yahushua. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of you brothers, man, you got to fall into you gotta fall underneath your house shot. It's a lot of brothers who want to be prophets, a lot of brothers who want to be a Messiah. It's a lot of brothers who want to be the savior and get all the credit for waking up the nation of Israel. When at the end of the day, we're just following the works of Yahushua. At the end of the day, the Most High sent his own son to save the world of Israel, to save the lost sheep of Israel, not you, not me. And you know what I'm saying? So this is in reference to the point where they understood who their true leader was, who was going to really lead them out of captivity. It was Caesar. So when the monkey bowed down and he said, yeah, you're my king, I will follow you. That's when they started to get a true understanding. All right. Now, the next part right here is when his owner comes back, because Caesar's been in captivity. He's starting to, see his brother, see who he really is. And his owner is like, hey, Caesar, I'm going to get you out of here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, Caesar, I know I got you out here. I know I lied to you. But at the end of the day, man, I want to make things right. This is going to be the other nations. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand what this is really about. Now, look at Caesar. He's like, I don't fuck with you. Like, I'm disgusted with you. I don't even want to deal with you. And you see James Franco's character. He's like, come on, Caesar, man. Look, man, I know we messed up, man. Now, this is in reference to when you're an Israelite and you're in the truth, you're going to be swayed by the ways of the world. A lot of brothers I've seen who had the truth in their hands, in the palm of their fucking hands, but they wanted to go back into the world, aka Esau's system. They got lulled back in. They couldn't they couldn't stay with the truth. Something about the truth was hard. But see, the thing is, he got a king mindset. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you the reason why. Caesar didn't want to go with James Franco's character. And the thing is, when he turned and he looked at James Franco's character, this is what he had on him. He had a leash, kind of similar to when you put a leash on a dog so you can keep your dog in your control. Well, he wanted to put Caesar back in a leash, but Caesar was different now. Caesar wasn't no fucking monkey. Caesar knew he was a true king. He knew he was the leader of the apes. So when he saw that, this is what he did. When James Franco was there, my nigga Caesar closed the cage. They opened the cage, said, hey, look, you can come with me. That nigga Caesar said, nah. And this is what y'all brothers got to understand, man. A lot of you brothers are growing in the truth, but I see a lot of brothers who reject the truth because they don't want to be a king. A lot of brothers do not want to be a fucking king. A lot of y'all, bro, you're comfortable being a peasant in Babylon. I'll be talking to my brothers and I'll be like, a lot of niggas would rather be a peasant living good in Babylon than being a king and not having shit until the kingdom is reestablished, bro. That is a peasant mindset. I told you, brothers, if you brothers weren't aware, I quit last week because I had a job when it came to security officers. So this is what happened. I had been working with them for a few months, but the head boss, this nigga was just disrespectful. He thought because he had all this money and all this acclaim and blah, 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 and I didn't really give a fuck. He had all these accomplishments. He thought because he was, this high he was Edomite with some type of power that any nigga who came into his office was going to bow to his limbs. And at the end of the day, I always respect myself. I'd rather be a homeless nigga than be a slave, a mental slave to an Edomite. That's not who I am. When you a king, you do not take enjoyment in your captivity. You do not take enjoyment in being castrated and being emasculated by another fucking man. What the fuck do I look like, man? So at the end of the day, I had to do what I had to do to get money, but it was the turning point. I have been praying to the Most High. I've been fasting. Hey, Lord, Most High, can you please give me a better situation? Can you please give me a better situation? And 2 weeks ago when I was at work, 2 weeks ago yesterday, last Monday, what happened was one of the jobs of my security company, they didn't have a post. So I was scrambling for money. Now, I was still working for this Edomite 2 days because I had 2 jobs, one for 4 days, one for 2 days. But I was wearing myself out and I was getting extremely tired. So what had happened is I've been praying to the Most High. And before I got my blessing from the Most High, I lost that job. So I only had him. One of my brothers said, hey, yo, bro, do that DoorDash. Hey, bro, do what you got to do. And at the end of the day, I had a coworker of mine who helped me get the job. He was saying, well, look, man, since your post, they took away your 4 days, call up the Edomite, man. His name was, what the fuck was his name? Rudy. He's like, hey, man, you call Rudy, man, get your hours. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to see what I could do. I'm going to find a way. He's like, you sure, man? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to find a way. So lo and behold, that fateful day comes. I'm doing DoorDash. He calling me, and these niggas scheduled me to work Wednesday and Friday afternoon. I specifically had told these brothers, I can't work on the Sabbath, which is Friday night to Saturday until the evening. I didn't tell him it was a Sabbath. I said, I can't do it. He tried to schedule me the night of the Passover. He scheduled me the week before for that day. I said, look, bro, I cannot work this night. I told y'all. So they scheduled me for Wednesday evening, and then Friday in the afternoon so I could still make it for Sabbath. And then the next day comes Monday. These niggas is like, hey, Brandon, we changed your schedule. You're working Friday overnight. And I'm like, bro, I've told you niggas 3 times. I'm not working on the Sabbath. So you know what I could have did? I could have been like, oh, okay, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I need the money. I'm like, hell no, I ain't doing that shit. So I call him like, look, bro, if you can't give me the hours, you can't respect my time. I told you, brothers, I can't work that night, and you can't respect my request, then I'm gonna have to quit. It is what it is. And he's like, oh, Brandon, I got you, man. Da-da-da-da. Bro, hey, man, I'm a human being. We make mistakes, just trying to bullshit me and get me to capitulate to what he said. And I'm like, all right, man. I hung up. And I thought about it. I was talking with my bro. I'm like, bro, he keeps doing the same shit. I called him back, said, hey, look, I quit. I got a better opportunity. He's trying to loan me back in. At the end of the day, I believe the Most High would take care of me. And I said, fuck that nigga. He doesn't respect who I am as a man. He's not showing me respect. I'm not going to, get money from him, but be condemned, being relegated. I know I'm a king. I know I'm a true king of the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm an Israelite. You brothers Israelites. We was meant to rule over these other fucking nations, not be a fucking peasant, not be a fucking slave. So in this part of the movie, Caesar could have kept being a slave, but he said, nah, I'd rather be in captivity and be a king of my people than go back and be under your watch, be under your rulership. The thing is, a lot of these fucking brothers out here, man, they're so goddamn pathetic. They willing to let a bitch take control of them, control everything. They let Esau, they let all these other nations, but they can't look inside and see who the fuck they really are, man. But you see, Caesar, he saw who he really was. He knew he was a king, man. King Caesar, like Caesar Julius and shit. You know what I'm saying? He knew he was a king. Yahushua understands that he's a king of the other nation. Now, Yahushua is perfect. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just using it as an example. He had a ruling class mentality. And when you brothers get into the truth, you start to understand who you really are. You have that ruling class mentality. You rather be with your brothers in the fucking wilderness than be in a Babylonian society making all these money. I cannot respect the nigga who's a Freemason, bro. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. I cannot respect the nigga who's a Boule Negro. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because you have the ability to make money and not make as much money, get less validation, get less acclaim, and be criticized. But instead, you want to be loved by the white man and all these other people and be worshipped. But at the end of the day, you always asking somebody else for your fucking approval. The only person to prove you should be looking for is the Most High, man. But you see, these niggas are so pathetic that they're willing to sell out their soul, sell out their people, just so they can get money, women, and validation from other people, which is vain, because these people truly do not care about you, bruh. If you're a Freemason, you can't reach the highest degree. If you're a Freemason, you don't get that same kind of love. You get humiliation rituals, you get ridicule, you get all these things, because at the end of the day, when you're in Esau society, you can never be the top dog because you never built that shit, man. So I respected this part of the movie because Caesar wanted to actually start his own. He was not going back to that same position. And look, brothers, look, man, this is you in the real life, because you're going to have a choice where you're going to have to take the V card, get back in society, get the free donuts, get the free, get to travel, be a part of society and sell your fucking DNA, or you're going to say no. I said, look, bro, I'd rather be homeless than work for that nigga disrespecting me. I told my homeboy Swint that. I told Malak I'm on that. Because why would I sit here and go back to a peasant position when I had the opportunity to be a king? I just got to go and last through it. You brothers got to go through this Jacob trouble shit. You can't be no fucking bitch, man. You can't be weak-minded. And that's what this scene really represented. This was the crossroads. He could either stay with his brothers and help build them up and go through the struggle, or he could go back home to his nice little thing, get his food here, get his water here, play, go in the jungle. But at the end of the day, he's always going to be under another man, bro. And a true king, a true man does not play by another man's rules. And the only person's rules he plays by, and it's not a person, is the Most High's rules. You feel me? But real quick, let me read this comment. He said, facts, we ain't no slaves. That's deep. Our time is right near time of Israel. Shalom, bro. Khan, bro. He said, real talk, all praise to the Most High. But getting back to what I was talking about, after that happened, this is the owner of the cage facility. Let me take this down real quick. So this is the owner of the cage facility. And long story short, what had happened is he realized, he said, the owner of the facility said, I guess he likes it better here with his own kind. You see what I'm saying? He likes it better here with his own kind. I'd rather be an Israelite with my own kind than go back into this wicked society that sees me as the bottom. You get what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what that is a representative of. And then once that happens, you know what I'm saying? This is what happened. He released all the monkeys, took them out the cage. That way they weren't gonna get, you know, because you know sometimes they would get free time. You know, like you a prisoner, you get free time. You know, but if you were able to break out, you can do things on your own. So what he was starting to do is he was starting to rally the apes, rally the troops, and you know, help them get that king said mentality. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, they were still acting like apes. They were still acting like niggas because they didn't have the real understanding. You see, he had got modified through the Genesis thing, which is in regards to the Bible. He had the true knowledge and understanding because Yahweh Shai has the knowledge of the Most High. Let's get that shit. I think that's in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. Let me see. I'm gonna get that real quick, bro. Let me see, bro. Oh, no, that's probably chapter 2. Hold up. Oh, yeah. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 13. It says, he professed to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he called himself the child of the Most High. So, obviously, if you brothers understand, Yahweh Shai has the same knowledge as the Most High when it comes to understanding. You see what I'm saying? So, Caesar had the understanding, you know, he had the higher level understanding, but his other apes didn't. You see what I'm saying? So he was seeing his apes were still on nigga shit. They was trying to beat each other up. They was trying to kill each other. They were trying to do the exact same things that they were doing because that was their ape, their animalistic nature. You see what I'm saying? That's why Yahweh Shai and the Most High says that he will change you. You will be reborn again, because when you start to follow the laws and the commandments that the Most High has given you, in a sense, your knowledge bank comes up and you can conduct yourself entirely differently. When you brothers in the truth or in the knowledge, you don't move the same as when you was an ignorant nigga, bro. You understand that you're different. You move like a king, not, you know, in a way to destroy yourself spiritually. So he had understood that the apes, they were just kind of on the nigga shit. And, you know, when the time came, they went back in, they were listening. So he understood that they still had that animalistic nature. So what he did is he broke free. Now, what he went and did is he went to get more of the serum that James Franco's character had gave him to make him more knowledgeable. Because if you brothers remember in part 1, once Caesar realized that he was an ape, he asked what happened to him. And then James Franco told him, like, yeah, you came from a lab. I gave you a serum and you became super smart just in your genes. So what he did was he broke free and he took the serums. And what he did is he took the serums, he gave them to all his other, he gave them to his brother and sister apes. Now, in regards to the serum, that's actually in reference to the knowledge and the understanding that the Most High gives you through his words. You see, Yahweh Shai taught the proper doctrine and showed us how we're supposed to move. So Caesar is representative of Yahweh Shai. So when he has the gas, it's representative of you getting the knowledge and understanding. That's what we're going through right now. Us brothers are building in the knowledge, building in the truth, building in the knowledge, building in the truth, and we're spreading that out to our other brothers so we can get them up to speed. Because once our brothers are up to speed before shit hits the fan, we're gonna move as a body. We're gonna move as the body of Christ, because we obviously don't have his full knowledge and understanding, but we have that knowledge where we're able to understand what's going on around us. We understand the doctrine, we understand who we really are, and we understand what is to come and how we have to move. You see what I'm saying? So that's why when he gets the serum and he puts it into place, he actually gives them that true knowledge and understanding. And at this point, he's checking them. This is when, long story short, they came out and he's trying to see and make sure that they're on the same page, they're in the same understanding. So what he did was he saw the apes. Now, this is a real revelatory part, because what do apes usually do? They do not congregate together. The fuck is calling me, man? Hold up. I'm not trying to talk, man. Yeah, somebody calling me, bro. It is what it is. But long story short, sorry about that. Slacky. But long story short, once the apes got the true understanding, they started to congregate together. If you see in the picture right here, all the apes are standing up. Like, you know, you're in a group and you talking, the apes are acting like humans. And the Edomite seen that shit, and he's like, yo, what the hell going on with these chimps, man? Like, you're not on your same ape behavior. You're not acting like your same ape behavior. in regards to us. We're not acting like our same nigga behavior. We're starting to get smarter. We're starting to come together because niggas cannot come together. Niggas would rather go out and shoot and kill one another versus congregate because it's a curse placed upon us by the Most High. The reason why it's so beautiful to be in the truth, and if you brothers are in the Patreon, if you brothers in the Discord, is we're starting to come together as one. Look, it's not easy. It's hard. That's why I do what I do with Young High Flyers, because I want all of us to come together, because I understand when the MOB's on the scene, the economy's collapse, you know, when the V card is mandated, we all have to come together as one. The only way we would ever survive Jacob's trouble is when we act as one body. We have to come together. So when we have that true knowledge and understanding, and we put away our differences and we stop looking at one each other as an enemy and look at one another as an ally, we can come together to defeat our enemy. And that's what's happening with this. Once they get the true knowledge and understanding through Caesar, aka Yahweh Shai, they start to come together and they start to plan their escape from the captivity. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is the part when Caesar, again, look at that stern look. What do they say about Yahweh Shai? He is an austere man. You see what I'm saying? He's about his father's business. I don't know the specific scripture off the top of my head, but he told his mom, look, I come to do my father's business. I ain't playing no games. I'm not playing around. I know who you are. I know what you're really about, and I'm going to get my mission done. I came to save my people. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, once Yahweh Shai understands what's truly going on, you know, he's looking at him serious. And this nigga, bro, he looked like he about to shit his pants. He like, damn, what's up with these apes, bro? You know, I'm scared. I'm intimidated. Because I'm going to be real with y'all, man. When the nations know that we know who we really are, it is the most scariest sight. It's like seeing a wild ape ready to come and attack you because you see his true power. You see, the thing is, the reason why the apes are different from the other nations, the other humans, is because we're different. The Most High has blessed us. This is also in reference to us getting spiritual powers through the Most High because they understand who the Most High is, man. I'm gonna read a verse in Exodus, man. This is I think it's either Deuteronomy or Exodus. So, oh yeah, this is Deuteronomy. This is chapter 20, verse 2. It says, "And it shall be when ye are come nigh to the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people, and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, ye approach this day unto battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, fear not, and do not tremble, neither be ye terrified because of them. For the Lord your God is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you." So you got to understand, when the nations understand that we coming back to our power source, it is literally the scariest thing because they understand that they're not fighting against the average man. They're fighting against the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. You feel me? So it's extremely scary to them, which is why when the Edomites saw that Caesar was rallying the troops, he was scared out of his mind. You see what I'm saying? Because deep down, subconsciously and spiritually, they understand who we really are. They may not know, but they just we have a certain aura about ourselves that when we're in our right mind, we are truly kings and queens. We are the true rulers of the earth. They know this. You see what I'm saying? So when they see that we're understanding that, they get extremely scared. The Edomites are terrified that I'm doing this shit. Yeah, it's only 60 of you mother lovers in here, but at the end of the day, if we all out here spreading the truth, they're going to be scared because they know that their rulership is over. That's why they censor us so hard. That's why they label us as domestic terrorists, hate groups, and all this shit, because they want us to be down. They want us to give up. That's why you brothers got to stay strong. You brothers can't be afraid to spread the truth. You brothers can't be afraid to post the Most High on Instagram, man. Hold up, man. I'm heavy in the scripts tonight, man. This is the book of Tobit, man. All you brothers got to go out there, man. This is the book of Tobit, verse 3, chapter 13, verse 3. It says, "Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he has scattered us among them." We all scattered throughout. We got to confess our love for the Most High, man. We can't be afraid to spread the truth. You can't be afraid of what these other people think about you. I'm going to be honest, man. An Israelite man who's afraid to tell people who's an Israelite man is a pussy. Now, don't get me wrong. You can't tell people these things in like your job environment or, you know, in certain things. Let's say you just meet a bitch and you just talking to her on a date. You don't want to say these things. But, bro, if you an Israelite man, why are you afraid to post it on your Instagram, bro? You're supposed to do that because that's what catches the eye. Many are called upon, but few are chosen. The reason why many are called upon, but few are chosen is we got a lot of brothers who are afraid to truly show people what you're really about, man. And let me get that in Matthew, man, because that shit is disgraceful, man. Hold up, man. This is Matthew. I think it's chapter 10. Yeah, this is Matthew chapter 10. Hold up. So, yeah, this is Matthew chapter 10, verse 32. It says, "Whoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I also confess before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Think not I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. Look, man, at the end of the day, when you in this truth, a lot of people not going to like you. Since I got into the truth, and more importantly, since I started, to confess that shit without any type of restriction or any type of hesitancy, a lot of people don't fuck with it. My mom, my grandma, my best friend, they know about it. Behind the back of their head, they try to ignore it and say, oh, you're crazy, you're this and you're that. But they see there's something different about me, man. And at the end of the day, I'm not willing to hide my faith for the Father. A lot of these niggas want to be lukewarm Christians. And you know what's going to happen with a lukewarm Christian, man? Hold up, man. You know what I'm saying? The Deacon Abizzle coming out tonight, man, because I got precepts on precepts. Shout out to my homeboy Swint. You know what I'm saying? But let me see. This is a Revelation 2. Hold up. Damn, I can't find it, but it's in reference to how a lot of Israelites are fair weather, man. I can't find it right now, but you can't be lukewarm with the truth, man. Because when you lukewarm with the truth, you showing the Most High that you truly don't love and care for him. At the end of the day, if you put the Most High first, you're not afraid of being judged or ridiculed by other people, man. It is what it is. But getting back to what we were talking about, there was another part of the scene where Caesar actually spoke. But real quick, before I get into that, let me talk to these brothers real quick. He said, Silver Lining asked, does this movie reference the 144? I mean, in a sense, I mean, the 144 is just pretty much like the leader apes, man. At the end of the day, 144,000 just representative of the men who are the true body of Yahweh Shai. The 144,000 are brothers who's teaching, trying to, help lead brothers. They have a higher level of faith, a higher level of devotion. And we're going to do a live stream in regards to this tomorrow. So you brothers tune in. We're going to doing a live stream on the 144,000 tomorrow. So it's going to be all four of us. It's going to be me, D-Ben, Swint, and JT. We all going to be on there. So tune in tomorrow for that one. But long story short, this is the point where Caesar rises up to his captives. They're saying, hey, go back in the cage. Go back in the cage. He said, no. And it was crazy because not only was it him rising up telling them no, but he actually spoke because ape isn't supposed to speak. Ape like, ooh, 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 doing this dumbass shit. But he spoke like a human being, and they realized like, yo, this ape is not an ordinary nigga. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, when Christ was on the scene, they're like, Christ, you just a regular man. You claim to be the son of God. You claim to be the son of God. So this is also a reference to that when Caesar rose up. It's not only that the fact that he rose up, the fact that he talked and they realized he was special and they realized there was something different about them that made them who they were. They weren't average, and it fucking terrified them shitless, man. So once that happens, again, my boy Caesar, he got that austere look, man. He about his business. You feel me? So getting back to what we were talking about, one of the Edomite brothers who's seen that they were rising up, he came in. One of the Edomites, he got caught up. He got caught slipping, So he trying to come in to like reprimand the apes and shit like that. And the apes see that, they see him and like, oh, you done messed up now. So what happened was the apes, they were coming and they grabbed him and they were starting to stomp him out because they were going to try to kill him. You see what I'm saying? So they started to beat him up, starting to stomp on him, his body. And then Caesar comes in and he says, no, what are you doing? This is also representative of Yahweh Shai because Yahweh Shai is still following the laws that the Most High has given us. At the end of the day, even though we're in captivity, we can't just go out here senselessly killing niggas. A lot of brothers, when the collapse comes, they talking about killing and doing all this wicked shit. But at the end of the day, if you have true faith in the Most High, you understand that the Most High is going to take care of you. Again, brothers, let's go to Psalms. This is going to be chapter 91. This is Psalms 91. And in verse 4, it says, he shall cover thee with feathers, and under his wings shall thou trust his truth. Shall thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. So when you got the truth of the Most High, the understanding of the Most High, and you fully believe the Most High is with you, you do not need to senselessly go out and kill niggas and rob niggas and stomp niggas. You do not need to act like the other heathen nations. So what happened was when Caesar stepped in, when they were trying to kill the Edomite, he was saying, brothers, keep your sanity. Because in those last days when shit does hit the fan, these other nations are going to get their judgment through the Most High. But you cannot go out there and senselessly kill. If you brothers read 1 Samuel, there was a point where David could have killed Saul 2 or 3 times. He had Saul in his hand. Saul was asleep. David could have came and slain Saul, but he didn't because he said, I'm not going to shed the blood of the Most High's anointed. At the end of the day, I let the Most High deal with him. You brothers cannot go out and kill an Edomite because one of their ancestors put you in captivity. At the end of the day, the Most High will judge Esau. He's going to be destroyed. It is what it is. He's going to be put in heavy chains, but you're not the Most High. You're not going to be the one to judge. And that's what this represents when Caesar's like, yo, chill the fuck out. Like, do not try to kill this dude because at the end of the day, he did not treat us bad. Now, the other Edomite, this is it right here. He put him in a cage, which is a representative that they're going to be in captivity in the kingdom. But there was another Edomite who was an asshole, the one who was mocking him, saying, "Oh, Caesar, you're not special." He was trying to, he was trying to kill Caesar. And what happened was he got his judgment. So at the end of the day, that's a representative of in those days, if somebody's trying to come against you and you have to defend yourself, you might have a gun, you might have a sword, and you got to kill somebody. You got to do what you got to do, but you got to do it justifiably. When the Most High commanded David to go out and kill these other nations, it wasn't just for blood and glory and getting the blood on your hands, because the blood defiles the land. Shout out to Swing. He said that in the live yesterday. So at the end of the day, it has to be a righteous killing. It can't be a defiled killing, because if you do a defiled killing, you just like these other nations. That's the reason why Mystery Babylon is going to get judged so strongly, is because they went too far. The Most High wanted us to be in captivity, but he didn't want them to literally destroy us, rape our women, put crack in the community, control us through the music. And of course, he actually made it out that way because this is his movie. But I'm just talking about what the Edomites chose to do. They went too far. So he's going to get their judgment. The wicked elite of Edomites, they're going to get their judgment, bro. They're going to be put in chains. Like my homeboy Swin said, they're going to be eating out of a damn doggy bowl on all fours, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this is representative of. Those who didn't do bad, those who helped you out, do not go out there just senselessly killing people and wishing horrible things on people, because we're not like the heathen. But to those enemies who have, killed your brother, put you in captivity, and try to enslave you, try to destroy you, try to, destroy your seed line, they will get judged, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, the next part of the movie, and we almost done, but real quick, okay, no questions. But getting back to what I was talking about, after Caesar, he leads out the apes, he frees them. They go into Genesis and they take all the other monkeys and shit like that. Long story short, the end of the movie comes and they're trying to stop the apes from going to their kingdom. So there's a few things that you got to understand. What is happening in our society? We're in Babylon, but the Most High says that this is going to be a second Exodus. Well, that's the title of this, the second Exodus, because the apes, they're breaking themselves free. They're breaking themselves out of the enslavement, out of the captivity, to go to their own lands. So this is in regards to us leaving Babylon to go into the wilderness. For those of you brothers who have an understanding of the scriptures, if you read Revelation chapter 12, it says, verse 3, it says, "And there appeared another wonder in heaven. Behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with the rod of iron. And her child was caught up into the Most High, into his throne." Ah, fuck, shit, close. Hold up, give me a second. Continuing on though, so this is chapter 12, verse 5. And it says, verse 6, and it says, "And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared for the Most High." So you got to understand, this is the first movie out of a 3-series trilogy. So this is in regards to the Israelites breaking free of the Babylonian captivity and finding their way to the wilderness, because the Most High has a place prepared for us. When that fateful day comes, when the chaos leads up, you see the gas shortages, you see inflation coming. If you brothers check the live, things are starting to ramp up. They stopped pushing this, V card thing. The people who need to take the V card, they took it. Those of us who didn't, we didn't take it. And now at the end of the day, the only thing left is just for the economy to be destroyed. It's going to happen. And when that happens, a lot of us are going to be placed in bad positions. And when that MOB comes on the scene, we're going to have to choose between taking the MOB or going either in jail or us being sent to wilderness. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of this movie, that's what it was representative. The apes, they're being led out, and some of them made it, some of them didn't. But just to go back to the movie, at the end, the guy Jacobs, the one who was controlling the ape experimentation, this is what he said. He stated they're being led. They're smarter than you think. We have to kill the leader. Again, this goes down to the 144,000. In those days, you're going to be the leader. You're going to be the one who's going to lead your people to victory, whether it's through the wilderness. You might be talking. You might be the Most High might be working with you. You know, at the end of the day, you know, the Most High said he will come down and show his face to his people in the wilderness. So if you're a true leader, you have to take care of the body, the men, the other men, the women, the children. You have to take care of those who are weaker in the faith. You see what I'm saying? So Jacobs is saying we have to kill the leader. That's why, again, I say it's so important. If you're striving to be if the Most High is calling upon you to teach and do these things, and you feel like he's calling you to be a part of the 144,000, you got to be stronger than your average brother in the truth. You feel me? So long story short, they're aiming for him because they understand that they kill the head, the body will die. You see what I'm saying? So this is in reference to when they're on the battle. You got Edomites, you got the police, you got the SWAT team, you got cops on horses. They're coming out and they're killing some of the apes. And what this represents is some of us are going to be martyrs for the truth. You see what I'm saying? Again, if you brothers read Revelation, this is chapter 2. Wait, no. Hold up. Not chapter 2. I'm tripping. Let me see. I don't know specifically which scripture it was, man. I'm just going off the top of my dome, to be honest with you, bro. Let me see. Oh, this is it right here. This is Revelation 2:10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So when you watch this part of the movie, when they're on the bridge, this is in them trying to get to the wilderness. A lot of us aren't going to get into the wilderness, bro. That's just how the Most High made it. We're not all going to be sent into the wilderness and have a place until Yahushua returns. Some of us are going to get caught up in the storm. So this bridge represents us getting into the wilderness, and some of the cops killing some of us, you know, some of us falling off the bridge. You know, they try to ensnare a few apes, and they killed off some of us. So this is in reference to how some of us brothers might become prisoners in the truth. And there's a reason why they ordered 1,500 guillotines, my nigga, because a lot of us will lose our lives. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, you got to stay faithful. You got to see the vision through no matter what happens. So whatever lot you have, you can't get weak. You can't bitch up. If you in a camp, you can't bitch up. If you see a guillotine, you can't bitch up. You got to see it through, even if it means losing your life, because that's the ultimate sacrifice to the Most High. When you're willing to give everything up, everything that you know and love for something that hasn't happened yet. You don't fully, you know, at the end of the day, the Most High is giving us clues, but we don't have concrete evidence. We haven't seen and talked to the Most High. We haven't talked to a prophet. So we've just going off the scriptures. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you're going to see it through. And this is what this is really about. This is in regards to the battle between the Israelites trying to be set free. And again, what happened was one of the apes, he seen one of the Edomite brothers, and long story short is that nigga got on him and he was about to kill him. And again, what happened with Caesar? Caesar said, bro, what are you doing? Hey man, stop that shit. We not out here to kill. We just out here to get our freedom. And he stopped killing the man. He seen him and he said, all right, it is what it is. Again, brothers, extremely important that you brothers do not go off on the end days. Like my boy D-Ben said, don't be caught in the wilderness fucking another man's wife, eating bacon bits, man. You know what I'm saying? Stealing food from your brother in the camps, man. Like, you got to stay true. You got to stay righteous because, again, let's go to Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel chapter 20. Hold up, man. This is Ezekiel. Let me see. Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 37. It says, I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant, and I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter in the land of Israel. And you shall know that I am the Lord. So again, you will not enter into the land of Israel. The apes who went off, the apes who didn't follow the ways of Yahushua, follow the ways of the Most High through the example that Yahushua set when they were on their way to the land of Israel, which is the wilderness. He had to say, look, bro, do not do that. If you rebel against the commandments of the Most High and you try to do your own thing, you will not enter. So Caesar was the one leading them through. Again, if you're a part of the 144,000, you got to make sure that your brothers do not go off, because if your brothers go off, you know, at the end of the day, you can't be the one who made them. You got to always be strong and steady no matter what, bro. And then lastly, this is just me skipping ahead through the movie, but this is the end. This is when Caesar, he leads them to the promised land. And then again, the Edomite, you know, he wants to go out and, you know, he has some type of attachment to Jake, man. And long story short, Caesar and him are talking. And he said, hey, Caesar, man, you know what these guys are really about, man. You know what the apes is about, man. Look, man, you know, I got you, bro. Hey, I'm sorry for what happened. Just come home. Just come home. So you brothers might be in the wilderness. You might be in the wilderness. Somebody might tempt you like, bro, you might have been 3 days you ain't eat, 4 days you ain't eat, a day you ain't drink water, a week you ain't eat. You might be in the prisons, man. They might give you one final chance. Say, hey, look, you gonna come back to Babylon. We're going to give you whatever you need, man. I promise you. But what did Caesar say? First and foremost, Caesar, he held out his hand. You see how the tables had turned? When Caesar was a little kid, the Edomite helped him, and now he's helping the Edomite out because he realized who he truly was. But the main thing is that he gave him the choice. And Caesar had his apes in the wilderness. He had Israel. And then he also had the choice between the Edomites. And what did he say? He said, Caesar is home. So what it means is that it represents the elect Israelites turning away from Babylon, leaving the life behind to build the kingdom in the wilderness until Yahushua comes back, obviously, but to be in the wilderness and eventually to build the promised land. If you watch the second movie, that's what it's about how, you know, they're building up their civilization. And then, you know, there's something else that happens in this movie that I'm about to talk about. But Caesar realized that he was home. You brothers got to understand what your true salvation is. You can't get caught up in the whims of the world, brothers. You cannot, especially not right now. It's gas shortages, inflation going on. They coming for the guns. These women are bugged out. The society is on its last leg. And I promise you, I've seen a lot of brothers this year that I've known who had the truth, but they wanted to go back into the ways of the world. Do not go back into the. Why would you give up an eternity of salvation for the enjoyment of sins for a season, brother? The society's about to think about it, bro. If you sit here and go back into the world, nigga, the market of beasts might be here in 6 months. So all this shit you was trying to do is vainglory, man. You cannot sit here and be in the truth and give it all up. You brothers cannot be in the fucking wilderness and say you want to go back to Babylon. You cannot be in a camp because you know that the end is near, man. So you gotta see this shit all the way through, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, thank you for sharing. I'll finish the video tomorrow. All right, brother, peace. But long story short, this was the last scene. This is when Caesar's in. And again, they're all bowing down to him. They're always saying, hey, you're the leader. This is in reference to Yahushua, man. Now, don't get me wrong. Yahushua is not going to be here in the flesh until the chariots come back. But this is just in reference to how Caesar played Yahushua. It was a mixture of Moses and Yahushua. Again, Moses sings the same song as Yahushua. You see what I'm saying? So in this representation of who they're trying to portray, Caesar is either Moses, but the main thing, he is Moses, because this is also representative of the wilderness and how Moses led his people through the wilderness. And, you know, they ended up in the trees, you know, in regards to how the Most High, you know, he gave this all to the modern times. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the same thing. That's why I call it the second Exodus, because that's what this movie is really about. You get what I'm saying? So you got to understand that. And that's what this truly represents, that they're all bowing down to their Savior, Yahushua, because at the end of the day, Yahushua is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. At the end of the day, he's going to rule over the new heaven and the new earth. It's going to be the kingdom of Yahushua. You feel me? Yahushua HaMashiach, a.k.a. Jesus Christ, for those of you brothers who don't understand the Hebrew translation. So that's what the movie's mainly about. So this is him looking over the new kingdom. You know what I'm saying? You see how the scenery of it is? He's overlooking the entire world, aka like the San Francisco Bay Area, but he's seeing that what his kingdom is going to be, because again, he's going to rule the entire world. So he's overlooking his kingdom. You see what I'm saying? And then at the end, what happens is at the end, it alludes to the next movie, which is in regards to one of the captains. He got sick because when they gave the apes, they gave him the serum. It worked good on the apes, but for humans, it kills you off. You know, it's a horrible disease where it kills off everybody. So this is in regards to how there's like a mass pandemic that kills everybody. You see how he drops the blood because he got infected by another brother who got infected by an ape, and he died, and then he passed it on to him. When you brothers watch the second movie, the entire world gets ravaged by a disease. What's going on right now? Pandemic, the V card. You got to understand there's going to be more and more plagues. Think about I Am Legend. Think about Book of Eli. The end always has mass desolation. Let's go to Second Esdras, man. Think we bullshitting, man. We're not bullshitting, man. It's prophesied for this shit to happen, man. Let me see. Whew. I can't get it right now, man. But you brothers you brothers understand what's gonna happen in the end times. We always talk about it. The sword, aka the military, famine, aka shortage of food, pestilence, aka pandemics, and then the last thing is destruction, which is gonna come through the final. It might be war, obviously World War III, and then more importantly, when Yahushua comes back and he destroys the place. You can read that in Second Esdras if you brothers haven't. That's honestly one of the most important books of the Bible. It's in the Apocrypha. They took it out for a reason. So that's what the movie's about. And honestly, when everybody gets the disease, it's in reference to how the majority of these other nations are going to be killed off. There's going to be some that are left to be in slavery in the kingdom, but the majority of people on earth are going to be killed and destroyed. It is what it is. So that's pretty much the end of the breakdown, man. I hope you brothers enjoyed it. This is a short one. I wanted to do this because I got a few other series that I'm going to start doing. The goal is to do 3 to 4 live streams every week. So if you brothers liked it, man, put a 1 in the comment section. Comment a 1 if you enjoyed the series. So too, brothers, just to give you an FYI. So tomorrow, again, me, Swint, D-Ben, Hitman 144, aka JT, we're going to be breaking down 144,000, give you brothers a better understanding of what that is about. How it is that we feel personally the 144,000 have. So you brothers make sure you check that out tomorrow. We're going to do it at 9 o'clock Eastern time or 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 Central. And then Friday, if you're an Old Testament brother, we're going to break down why that's false and why Yahushua has been prophesied from the beginning of the book. Because if you're a brother and you believe in Old Testament only, and you believe that Yahushua is not the Savior, I'm going to be honest, bro. You're going to get fire and brimstone. Again, what does Yahushua say in Matthew, man? Hold up. Damn, this is 25 and 11. Let's start from 25 and 10. It says, and while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, verily, I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man come. So look, he says, I answered and verily said unto you, I know you not. We're the bridesmaid of Yahushua, man. So if you do not accept Yahushua as your Lord and Savior, as the Savior that the Most High sent for us, for the lost sheep of Israel, I'm going to be honest, bro. You niggas is going to get fire and brimstone. I don't say this to be contradictive. I don't say this to be rude, but it is what it is. There's too much biblical evidence. There's too many scriptures that talk about Yahushua for you to sit here and say that. I'm going to be honest, bro. If you're a brother doing that, you're going to have that Pharisee spirit, and you're not going to be saved, bro. And I hate for you niggas to know all this shit, man. I would hate for you brothers to understand this, just for you brothers to not make it. And salute to y'all brothers. He said, Esau been interrupting your lives, man. He hates the truth. It is what it is, bro. At the end of the day, I can't control it, but we just keep going. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing that's going to really stop the live, man. So, again, I hope you brothers, you like this. This is a shorter one. We're going to be back here in the spirit tomorrow. Again, I just want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. I appreciate blessings, Godspeed to all you brothers tuning in. And you already know, man. You already know what time it is, right? You already know, man. We going to the mother fucking Stratosphere. You feel me?
Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Every time a nigga say I'm in the street, they just treat me like that time a nigga try to go to speed. They just treat me like that time a nigga try to take the lead. They just treat me like that time a nigga try to break free. They just treat me like a, they just treat me like a, they just treat me like a, they just treat me like a villain. They treat me like a time I'm turning on the television. Ass on my fucking ass and shooting me off when they been up on my suit is black man, so they treat me like a villain. They just treat me like a villain. They treat me like the time I'm turning on the television. Ass on my fucking ass and shooting me off when they been up on my suit is black man, so they treat me like a villain. And when I'm in the store, they think that niggas stealing. Every time they see a woman with me, scream that shit is women. And they try to stop your niggas from going and make the living. All my niggas ready for nigga, but that's just like a woman. And there's many righteous souls up in the prisons and a few men who get caught in robbing bitches. And these niggas don't know how they go and build a coalition, cause they use their own guns to kill another nigga bitchin'. But it's crazy, even though we in the system, that's the young niggas when they beat all the fucking statistics. Now the only thing left to do is go and read up the scriptures so that you can go and learn how to use the yards. So on this earth, this is my one and only mission to go ahead and restore all of the mighty chicken children. But I know I can't save them all, cause it was never written. So most of my young niggas gon' be labeled as the villain. They just treat me like a villain. They treat me like the time I'm turning on the television. Trash on my face and shooting me out with they venom. But my suit is black man, so they treat me like a villain. They just treat me like a villain. They treat me like the time I'm turning on the television. Trash on my face and shooting me out with they venom. But my suit is black man, so they treat me like a villain.
Like a villain, I'ma act like that. Where your girlfriend act, cause you know I'm a back. Gotta come back like a nigga stuck in crack. Slang it up bad, so you know I never lack. I never lie, I ain't even wear a cap. I remember back then, I ain't never had jack. Had a backpack full of raps for the tracks. How they treat me like a villain, I ain't never looked back.
They just treat me like a villain. They just treat me like a villain. Treat me on the television. Yes, they treat me out when they been up on my suit is black man, so they treat me like a villain. They just treat me like a villain. They just treat me like a villain. Treat me on the television. Yes, they treat me out when they been up on my suit is black man, so they treat me like a villain. They just treat me like a villain. They hate me every time I'm turning on the television. Yes, they treat me out when they been up on my suit is black man, so they treat me like a villain. They just treat me like a villain. They hate me like the time I'm turning on the television. Yes, they treat me out when they been up on my suit is black man, so they treat me like a villain.